Welcome to Trauma Recovery Out Loud, where we talk about where we've been, where we are, and where we're going in our trauma recovery journeys. Join us and get some insights and encouragement to keep going and keep growing. Let's go.
Okay, I think we're on.
Yep. We're on.
But it seemed to take a lot of adjusting to get us going.
Yeah.
Like, Rochelle, pull your computer closer. Rochelle, pull your... Seemed like there's a lot of that going on.
Adjust your volume.
Fix your volume.
Had some volume issues over here, so...
Yeah, that's why we get on earlier than 7, because we usually start at 7, but we get on early to deal with all the tech issues.
Yes.
And it seemed like there was a
difficulties.
lot. First, Rochelle's head was too big, then it was too small. Yeah.
Believe me, I thought my head was always the same size.
I mean, yes, of course it's the same size. But our perspective, you look like a little tiny head in the background.
I was kidding.
We just want to say, it's okay. You can come closer. We won't bite. Well, we might. Oh.
Not that hard. Not that hard.
Not that hard.
Not that hard.
That's reassuring.
Hey, you live with me. I could bite you anytime.
Oh, wow. I got to watch out for that.
But I won't bite that hard.
Okay.
I mean, you've been living with me over 10 years now. I haven't bitten you yet, right?
That's true.
But it could happen at any time.
I have been warned, I guess.
It happened to me.
We could
and I don't even live there.
True. Well, I have tried to bite you several times. I keep getting reminded, friend, not food.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Of course, if I don't put my hand in the vicinity of your mouth,
face.
Then, you know.
Yeah,
face,
you put your hand in front of my face, I might try to bite you. Sorry.
Well, good to know.
Rochelle doesn't have the habit of trying to put her hand in my face, though.
No, I really don't.
That's what makes the two of you a little different.
It's probably just as well I live, 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Safe distance.
Oh my goodness. I wonder what the magic clip's going to make out of this one.
I don't know.
When it picks up on our silly banter and makes a magic clip, because we use the Riverside FM, it does some AI stuff for us. Sometimes it picks up on our banter and it makes a clip about it, and we're just kind of like, eh. But it's
not
funny.
Sharing that.
It is funny. Definitely funny.
If you want the silly banter, you have to come watch the podcast.
Yes. It is required watching for the silly banter in the beginning.
Yeah. And I wanted to kind of say, I didn't pre-plan this, Rochelle and Evelyn, so surprise.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm kidding. It's not a surprise. I just wanted to say ahead of time that, if you're listening to this, if you like this, subscribe to it, comment on it, share it. It helps drive the algorithms for us.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh.
What?
Okay. I can't say it.
You okay?
Anyway, no.
Okay.
No. My husband just does, I guess he's not remembering what I'm doing right now.
Oh.
Anyway, so, it drives us into the algorithm. Unfortunately, there is an algorithm.
Yes.
And we have to be driven into it.
Yeah.
So if you guys would just take the wheel, instruct your friends to take the wheel, just drive us into the algorithm.
Did you
appreciate that?
The wheel or the reel? How'd you spell that word?
Wheel.
Wheel.
WHEL.
It sounded like you
Wheel.
said reel. I'm like, we're not doing a reel. We're doing a podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to say that up front because we found out one of our friends has actually listened to our podcast. Hey, friend. And I was like, oh, you're the one.
You're that one person listening to us. Okay.
We didn't know because, hey, friend, push those like buttons.
Yes.
Comment, share it, please. Anyway,
friends, share it with your friends.
That was an unplanned plug for, getting us out there.
Yes.
So on to what we want to talk about tonight. We are doing a series called Living a Good Life During Trauma Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh,
Mhm.
recap alert.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Recap alert.
Recap
Recap alert.
Yeah. So we've been talking about things you can do to support your trauma recovery journey. I almost said trauma recurring I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, trauma recovery journey by doing good things for yourself, like, I don't know, exercising, having
Mhm.
activities and community through things that you do. Last week we talked about balancing activities and rest.
Mm-hmm.
This week we're going to talk about dun dun dun
Medical care.
taking care of your medical needs.
Yes.
Everybody has them. If you're human, you have
Mhm.
medical needs.
Yep.
So I've come to believe in this as a practical good life paradigm for myself, especially as I age. I developed diabetes. It's been almost 3 years now. So I want to keep living, so I need to take care of my diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
by the way, my doctor responds to me when I see her every month, basically, to look at my numbers, and every 3 months I get blood work done. And given how she responds to me, it makes me wonder if the general way that people are with diabetes, for example, is they just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
They don't want to check their
Yeah.
blood sugars. They don't want to take their medications. I don't know. I didn't ask, but it wouldn't
Right.
surprise me if that was the case.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we want to talk about that kind of thing as it pertains to things like going to the dentist, eye care, medical needs, medications, other kinds of medical interventions.
Mm-hmm.
I have chiropractic care for me right now. Yeah, so let's talk about that, shall we?
Yes,
Okay.
we shall.
Let
Okay.
us.
All right.
Now, I didn't feel like there was a frog in my throat, but it's starting to get a little. So I'm also very tired. I did my work for the podcast today, and I did not nap after I watched TV. I don't normally do that on a Monday. I really only watch TV 2 days a week, and not much on Thursday, and then a lot on Friday. So I decided to give myself a treat and to watch a couple things. But by the time I got done, it was like 4:30, almost 5. And I was like, ugh, I gotta get
Too
dinner.
late to nap.
Too late for a nap.
Mm.
So my voice feels like it's a little tired, which lends itself to frogginess.
Yes. So maybe you should. There's a really good podcast that just came out about balancing work and rest, and
Oh,
activity and rest, and learning how to do that so you're prepared to do, let's say, a podcast, for example. Might be helpful. Just throwing that out there.
Not
wow.
subtle at all.
Wow. Using our own podcast against me. I love it.
That's funny. Touche, Evelyn. Touche.
Touche. I'm going to take a drink of water, though, to help the frog get out.
Oh, good
Get
idea.
out, Froggy. Water break.
Water break. Take a drink of water.
Gonna wash him away.
Gonna wash that frog right out of my throat.
I didn't have a frog,
Did it
but I
work?
had a tickle in my throat before we started recording. I'm like, oh no. It went away though, thankfully.
Michelle had a feather. She had a
I had
feather, in her
not a
throat.
frog.
Was there a bird in there?
Yes, that's what it was. It was a bird.
You might want to get some medical intervention.
For that bird in your throat.
Yeah.
Hey,
my
speaking
goodness.
of getting medical help.
Yes.
Oh, I just thought it would be cool to record something about that.
You were trying to do a segue.
Just riding on the Segway.
Might have been a little bit too subtle. We're like, yeah? Are you going to say something?
Oh my
What?
goodness.
Okay. Yes, let's talk about defining medical care. I kind of did a little bit, but we could talk about more specific things, I guess, to define what we're talking about. I think
Yeah.
it's very, very, very individual, personally,
Mhm.
because everybody has their own specific needs,
Yeah.
Right.
their own specific problems. I know there's a lot of like problems in America with healthcare. A lot of people who have certain kinds of issues. It seems like women especially struggle to get medical care, the kind they need. You know, so that is kind of an issue that's sort of separate from what we're talking about, but I want to recognize that that's a thing. There could be a struggle for you in the system to get what you need, especially if you have ongoing issues that are hard to diagnose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, but we're not trying to talk about medical gaslighting or anything like that. I mean, that does happen. I've experienced it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to talk about is more of an attitude about your own healthcare.
Yeah.
I think. Am I right? Is that what we want to talk about?
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
Stephanie. That is what we want to talk
Okay.
about.
That's pretty much what we talked about talking
Okay.
about. So,
Talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the context of trauma recovery,
Yeah.
as maybe there's some unique hurdles that we have to overcome to take care of ourselves.
Yes, if we harken back to the first 2 episodes of this particular series, we talked about our attitude about our own care.
Mhm.
And what was the second thing we talked about? Because that came right after that one.
Uh-oh.
Oh
I'd have to
no.
look at the list. ADHD memory. Woo, woo, woo.
Hold on. My notebooks.
I have my handy dandy notebook.
Oh, you found your
Let's
notebook?
see, it's in here. I
Good job.
did. It was right where I put it.
What?
It was right where you left it? What?
Yeah. I decided to be a little over fastidious and put it in a place that made sense, that where I had never put it before. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now to find the right page.
Okay, I'm actually in the Spotify.
Did you find it? Did you find it?
Self-awareness and mindfulness, building a bridge to a better life. So, aware of the fact that you have medical needs.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yeah. The first one was why should I care about my body and mind? And the second one was about developing self-awareness and mindfulness. So
Yeah.
that means paying attention to
Yeah.
your body.
Mm-hmm.
Does something hurt that you're ignoring?
Right.
Are you having symptoms of something that you're not looking into? That's the kind of thing we're talking about. And that's, I think,
Yeah.
what gets in the way.
Yeah. I mean, getting to know your body, what is normal, what isn't, what feels right, if something is off, to be able to detect that. And I
Mhm.
think also this dovetails with caring enough to do something about it, realizing that we are worth getting some medical help, which usually involves a professional of some sort.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think just in general, just wanting to even go to the doctor, like, because
Mhm.
we talked before about how shame can develop if you haven't been to the dentist for a while, for example,
Yeah.
and you have some problems in your mouth. The fact that you hadn't been for a while might cause you to feel shame, and therefore you
Yeah.
won't go.
Right.
Yeah, which only makes it worse.
Right.
But
Right.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, me
same here.
too.
Yes, I've been there.
And like Evelyn
Yeah.
said a second ago, there's this element of because of trauma, you don't think you're worth taking care of. And I know pretty much the source of that for myself because growing up, I had some medical issues that I didn't get taken care of, and I wasn't told in so many words I wasn't worth it, but it felt that way for sure. And one of them was I had really bad growing pains in my legs, and I didn't know that until I was an adult. Like, I didn't know what was going on, why my legs hurt all the time when I was growing up, especially between the ages of like 13 to 16, I think, when you grow the most.
Right.
And it wasn't until years later, doctor told me, "Oh, that's growing pains." That's what that was. I was like, "Oh, well, they were very painful."
Yeah. When you got something like that going on and you just don't know why, it can get really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
especially
really
as a
scary.
kid.
Yeah.
Because I would wake up in the middle of the night and they would just be hurting like really bad, and I didn't know what was happening to me. And I think I told our mother, and she never took me to doctors or anything. It seemed like care as a child deteriorated as we got older. She was less inclined to take us to the doctors for things. And I think the last time she really took me to the doctor for something was I was having, we'll say, a digestive problem. And she did actually have something done for me for it, but it only went so far, and then it stopped. And then there was never any explanation of what was happening to me.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think our this is kind of ironic. Our mother went to the doctors a lot,
To say the least, yes.
but she had doctors all over the place because she was trying to get prescription painkillers from them.
Yeah.
But I don't
Okay,
remember really going to the doctors much, if at all, or to the dentist. I never had an eye exam till I was an adult, except for maybe in school.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of vaguely remember getting some dental care maybe once, but the only time I felt like she took me to get any sort of medical care was I had an abscess wisdom tooth on this side and they needed to pull them all. But I don't remember going to the dentist before that.
Yeah. I had a root canal or a rotten tooth, baby tooth in the front of my teeth, and they had to do a root canal or something, I think. That's the one time I remember that. And I broke my arm when I was 10, so I had to go to the hospital for obvious reasons. I don't know how you
Trying to get you centered.
Okay, sorry.
Rochelle was drifting.
She's like going out of frame.
Rochelle, mind the drift. Mind
as I'm talking,
the drift. She's drifting.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I broke my arm pretty badly when I was 10 years old and had to see doctors frequently for that. I had to have surgery and follow up and all that stuff. So that was like one time. It's kind of forced, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I don't feel like I did much in the way of healthcare stuff during my 20s and most of my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
I
feel
didn't
like
either,
I
really.
got interested in it until I got married.
Mm-hmm.
Because my husband had a habit of going to the dentist every 6 months. And so I started going. And then he had a habit of getting his eyes checked. So I started getting my eyes checked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also married to a nurse. I've had a variety of health issues that have popped up all of a sudden out of nowhere. And I would really only go to the doctor if I was sick. And only if I was really sick. Like I didn't want to go to the doctors for much else. It isn't until the last 3 years that I've made a habit of seeing my doctor regularly because of the diabetes, and it's actually been very good for me to do. But growing up, it wasn't you didn't go to the doctor. Like it wasn't a thing. We didn't get our teeth done. We didn't. She might have once. She took us to chiropractor care when we were pretty young because she worked for one.
Mm-hmm.
But that after she stopped working for them, that stopped.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it didn't seem like she's really interested in our feeling good.
Right. I do remember getting my teeth cleaned, but it was only like a few times.
Yeah.
Very sporadic.
Very sporadic, yeah. So there wasn't a lot of like teaching growing up. Evelyn, did you have a different experience, or did you
know, my experience yeah, mine was basically the opposite of that. We would go to the doctor regularly We got our teeth cleaned regularly, all of that. I grew up with that. Where mine changed, it's interesting. It's like basically the opposite. After I got married, well, even before I got married, after I was off of my parents' medical plan, I just paid out of pocket and kept it going. I would go to the doctor. I would, even though I was really healthy, and I kept getting my teeth cleaned every 6 months because it was just what you do, you know?
Right.
And I was working, so I had money for that. And I just paid out of pocket. The one time a year I went to the doctor, the two times a year I went to the dentist. I
Right.
didn't really need insurance because it wouldn't have really made sense. And, it wasn't a requirement. So what happened with me though, after I got married, um, I basically stopped doing that. We didn't have much money and I was healthy and I just kind of took it on myself to do what I could. Like, there's only so much you could do for your teeth, but I was doing that, and I was healthy. So I just kind of worked on eating well and exercising. And that went on for a long time because the way it was in my marriage, there was this pervasive poverty mindset. And uh, so when the kids came along, we got them covered under some state plans thing before we were
Mhm.
able to get health insurance for all of us. That happened later.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of fending for myself. I had the kids going fairly regularly, but even that, I went through this weird phase with that even where my one daughter had a really bad reaction to her 18-month shots where she went into seizures and everything. And we were
Mm.
out of town and it was terrifying. And it was traced back to that cocktail of, that was it was like measles, mumps, rubella, or whatever that, 18-month shot is. So then that terrified me so badly that my son didn't get vaccinated until later. He was older when he got it because I just was like so afraid it would happen again.
Yeah.
But I had this mentality that I needed to just kind of take care of myself. And, that I didn't want to be a burden. It would cost too much. Interestingly, I had a lung collapse when I would say, most healthy I've ever been. Um, and we didn't have insurance. And I was in the ICU for a couple of days. So it was like $6,000 or something. I forget how many, at least
Only
3,000 back in, it was in 2022. I was trying to remember
still.
because we got, I got on this payment plan because I was like, there's no way I can pay this. We were barely scratching by. And it was thousands of dollars. And they did cut it down for me, especially after they saw I was paying it down. But there again, I had this mentality of, I need to not be expensive. It
Yeah.
was really weird. So it's only been in the last few years that I've finally gotten myself to regularly go to the doctor. Um, I mean, I've been taking medication for a while regularly, but getting out of that marriage and that poverty mindset and that, working on believing that I deserve medical care has been
Mm-hmm.
a whole process, that I wasn't just on my
Yeah.
own to do it.
That is a good point. You deserve to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think people think that way. I think people avoid the doctors until disaster strikes,
Yep.
and
Pretty
then
much.
they want the doctor to be a miracle worker, and they might not be able to do that. Or whatever is wrong with them has like compromised their health way too much, and now they're going to live this life that's sort of not great.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know that, especially people like us, we have a hard time thinking we deserve anything,
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
much less medical care,
Yeah.
you know? Um, but I think that is a good way to think about it because, you know, just because you have trauma doesn't mean you don't deserve to be well.
Yeah. I have an example of a very recent example of the ridiculousness of how people think. I cut my hand at work last Thursday, and I was talking to a regular customer about it today, and he said, "Well, I would just use some super glue," and he was serious. I would just super glue the cut and gone on with my day. I'm like, what?
I mean, some people are like that.
Super glue.
I'm like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, they effectively they used a combination of steri strips and super glue on Rochelle's cut.
I mean, yeah,
and stitches.
to just, yeah,
But it
like
was medically done by a medical professional.
Yeah.
Some
the
people
kind of-
want.
Go ahead, Steph.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Rochelle.
I was just saying, like, that's the mentality a lot, like you're saying, that's the mentality a lot of people have. Like, they're just going to power through and they don't need a
Yep.
doctor. And, like,
Yeah.
or you have the opposite of that where they go to the doctor for everything. I've seen those types too. They get a cold and they, sorry, they get a cold and they're going to the doctors when it's just a virus and they can just write it out. But they're, there seems to be the opposite ends of the spectrum of way too much, not quite hypochondriac, but seem to go to the doctor frequently to they just don't want to ever go or take care of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So deserving medical care means you deserve to have a good dental situation.
Mhm.
Having this is kind of gross, but long time ago in my 20s, my older son was like 3 years old, and I was working, and I had this babysitter who lived in my neighborhood, and her brother would answer the door sometimes, and he had like really severe plaque, the worst breath. I am very sensitive to smell, and it was all I could do to stand there and listen to him talk to me and not gag in his face.
Mm.
And I thought to myself, why doesn't he go to the doctor or the dentist?
Right.
Yeah.
And get this taken care of? I mean, it's so awful. How can you live like that?
Yeah.
But people do.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of it is it builds up over time, little by little. You might
Yeah.
not even realize how bad it is. Like, I know I have a lung condition. I know I've mentioned this. That was, the reason why I had the lung collapse and all. And so I really needed to see my lung specialist. So I called, made an appointment. I couldn't see him for like another 3 months. And I'm just struggling. I'm having trouble breathing and all. And Rochelle had this brilliant idea because I was just like, well, I have a lung condition. So I'm having trouble breathing. I get winded when I walk too fast or walk upstairs. I mean, she was saying like powering through. And I just thought, well, this is just the way it is. And I'm going to have to, endure this until I can get to my lung specialist. And Rochelle's like, maybe you could contact your doctor and see if there's something, that they could do for you. And I was like, sometimes you just don't think of these things. Next thing you know, I go to my doctor. I mentioned the lung medicine I used to take. And she goes, oh, yeah, I can do that for you. And I use this thing twice daily and I'm breathing great. But there's this, like, it was sort of like, a light bulb moment, like, oh, yeah, there is something I could do. Because falling into that old mindset of, well, it's not that bad. It'll be okay. I'll just do what I have to do till I see the lung doctor. I think having that mentality of, well, there is something I can do. And sometimes, you might need somebody else to suggest what, may be obvious to other people, but it wasn't obvious to me till it was. I was like, yeah, let me do that.
I watch a lot of, as a way to relax.
There's a caveat here, guys, apparently. So I'm wondering what's coming.
I watch a lot of Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh, yes.
And,
yes.
Botch
Good stuff
on YouTube and like people.
Rochelle's not a fan.
I kind of avoid the ones where people are just kind of trying to do cosmetic things. I'm more interested in people who have deformities for some reason and they want to get them fixed. And of course, Dr. Pimple Popper, Evelyn, and I share a love for her. All
Oh,
those
yes.
weird skin conditions.
Yes.
People have a lot of shame
Yeah.
when they have to live with something that is like pretty obvious, that's some kind of deformity, and they won't go and seek help, or they go and seek help and then they get told, oh, it's no big deal, we're not going to do anything about it. But then they got this massive growth on the side of their head, or I've seen some pretty bizarre cases of things that Dr. Pimple Popper looked at, Dr. Lee. And I think shame is often the reason why people don't do what they need to do. Like, for example, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Shame could have been a motivator for you not to seek care, because the worse it gets, the more ashamed we feel that we're not getting the care that we need. Or we're going to get yelled at by the doctor. Why didn't you come sooner? Or made to feel worse in some way. And it's tough to deal with those feelings enough to overcome them enough to even make the phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you've experienced any of that, I was yelled at when I was pregnant by a nurse about, long story short, I had this superficial lump on my breast, and it had been the same for a while. And I did have that mentality of, it's fine, even though I had had a growth removed years ago. And she just was like, you should have come sooner. This could be cancer. And I'm like,
right? The pregnant hormones making you cry.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm here now. And who knows if she had seen somebody who had waited till it was too late, that sort of thing recently. But I was very ashamed, and that was a very loud voice in my head that stayed there for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you had any bad experiences like that with doctors or hospitals or any number of things where something somebody said made you feel bad about yourself and like you should have known better or whatever.
Yeah.
That makes it harder. And if you're carrying shame from your childhood, from trauma, it's like it's triple worse. It's like it's a no-win scenario.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And a lot of times, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But I was thinking, you start out with whatever was put into you as a child, and that, and the stories that you tell yourself, and then other people add to those stories. And I think it gets worse and worse if it's not tended to, which complicates this whole thing of getting the help you need, especially that shame element is, there's a huge hiding component with that.
Yeah.
Hiding and putting up an I'm fine face, where in the inside you're going, I'm so ashamed of myself. And that, even a self-hatred can grow, if it's not tended to. And if there isn't enough of that counter message of, this isn't true. What you're believing isn't true. You are worth taking care of. And hearing that message to the point where it does reach a tipping point where you can actually believe it.
Yeah.
And I've had to really work on that one.
Yeah. I think I've made a habit of it simply because at some point I started to be like, I don't want to feel bad all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want something to surprise me. I don't want suddenly now I have a cancer diagnosis and I could have taken care of this 4 months ago and now I'm going to die. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty strong motivator.
I'm getting older.
I was thinking about the guy who said he would just have glued his hand back together and gone on working. I wonder if that was shame-based or if he just doesn't care. you think there's a possibility people might just not care about their health and they're not ashamed of it. They're just like, I don't care what
I
happens to me.
I think a lot of people do feel that way because I've heard people say, "Well, I don't care if I die. If I get diabetes and die, I don't care." Like they do kind of have a fatalistic
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
way about them. I would have taken what that guy said as, "Well, what's wrong with you? Why did you have to go to the hospital and get stitches?" I
Right.
would have just glued it. Like that's how I would have taken that.
That's kind of how I took it. Like,
I would, you know what? I would have taken it like, are you making a joke here?
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
I mean, he was kind of smiling.
Are you flirting with me? I mean, what is this?
No.
Trying to be funny?
Trying to stay in the center here. I keep doing this to make sure I'm in the center. Anyways,
It happens if your chair doesn't slide
I didn't
naturally.
know how to take it quite. I mean, he was kind of smiling and laughing. I didn't know if he's being serious, but it kind of seemed like he was.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You did the right thing, Rochelle. You went to the hospital. You had it evaluated. You got your
Mm-hmm.
stitches, your steri strips, and your glue. You got it wrapped.
Yep.
You did the right thing.
Trying to follow what the doctor told me to do. So
Yeah.
We had to give her the hairy eyeball a few times.
I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. I know when I broke my wrist, once I realized my wrist was actually broken, I did have this thought of like, almost like, what do I do now? Like it was just weird. And my mom was like, we should probably, you know, I talked to her and she's like, let's go to the urgent care. There's one on Main Street. They're really good. And, you know, we immediately went in there, but you know, sometimes it takes a mom or a big sister, you know, to be like, this is something you need to. I'm just looking at my arm going, why is it like weirdly wobbly? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It didn't hurt yet. It was just like this weird, you know, like, I don't know.
And you ended up needing surgery and
I did. Yeah. I've got jewelry in my wrist now. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But it felt good. It felt good to take care of myself. It really did. Like there's something about just overcoming the shame and just getting all the care you need. Like, you know, they were talking to me about some good surgeons I could look into. And I was like, well, let me see what my insurance covers. Let me get a really good one. And I did. And it was just such a, I mean, if you're going to say it's a good experience when you break your wrist, but it was a good self-care, not self-care, medical care experience where I went through, did it, followed through, did all the things, and can't even really tell now, you know?
Occasionally we can tell when we're doing cranking on Evelyn's wrist during martial arts class, for example.
Yes.
yes, that's true. That's when I'm reminded. I'm like, okay. Okay. Yes. It's like, oh yeah, I broke that. Yeah.
We have a special relationship with pain in that context.
It's very special.
Yes, and any martial artists, or I think to a certain extent, certain athletes too. There's a certain pain tolerance that you just kind of,
to put it simply,
develop.
We define success in technique by how much it hurts.
Generally, without causing damage.
Without causing damage. Yes, we do it very safely, but
yes.
It's a certain sensation that comes through to know if it's successful or not.
Yes, it should feel a certain way if you're doing it right. But I kind of wanted to transition a little bit to why do you deserve to take care of yourself? Why does it matter that you go see the dentist, you get your eyes checked, you go to your doctor, do your yearly checkup? If you're healthy, go once a year. If you're not healthy, go more frequently. Why does any of this matter? Why do you deserve it? Because I think that's kind of a hurdle we need to talk about.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Just try to encourage people to think about why this matters and why they should care.
Yeah.
Because like we've mentioned, a lot of people have fatalistic thoughts about it, or have too much shame about it, or maybe they're uneducated, or they're unable to pay for the services, or they're being treated badly. I mean, I know just from reading comments on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, that a lot of people experience going to a doctor and then another doctor looking for somebody who'll listen to them. That can get tiring fast.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different reasons why you might give up, why you might not care, but it really does matter, because I'm already 55, and I was thinking about this today. Like, I just kind of don't feel good most of the time. I feel tired. Parts hurt. My shoulder, for example, I've had this chronic pain in my shoulder for months.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what I do to it, it just doesn't go away. My lower back hurts a lot. And I just don't like not feeling good. And I'm supposed to be teaching martial arts. And I find that if I'm not like doing something about not feeling good, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a while. See where we get with it.
First thing I thought of was, I think, realizing that you deserve to be healthy, or at least to deserve medical care to help yourself become healthier, is because you love yourself, or you're learning to love yourself, like in my case, and you love the people around you enough to stay around as long as you can. Like we talked about, serious diagnoses. Like I had congestive heart failure when I was 46, which was scary, but it turned out to be okay at the end. But I waited too long, and because of trauma, I had constant, I know I've talked about this before on the podcast. I had constant panic attacks, and I have high blood pressure and things like that. And I did get intervention because I had so much fluid on my body that I had to go to the hospital and couldn't breathe to take more than a couple steps before I lost my breath. And it's hard to think about when you see yourself in the hole as someone who doesn't deserve much. Medical care is kind of low on the list, and you don't really consider it like a priority when you have all these other things going on in your mind of what you don't deserve. And I think it becomes like almost like an unconscious thing that you're not, I didn't literally think to myself, I don't deserve this, but that's how I acted with many, many things, including medical care, for a really long time. I really think it's part of loving yourself. And like I said, sticking around as long as you can, doing all you can to be healthy as possible while you're here. And to try and, like you said, Steph, you've got pain in your back and your shoulder, and it prevents you from doing things too, if you're struggling with something that you like to do.
Yeah, I know I had more than one conversation with you, Rochelle, a few years ago about, you matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why aren't you looking into this? Why aren't you going to the doctor?
Right.
Like, why aren't you taking care of yourself? Because you matter. Like,
Right.
come on. Like, I felt like I had to kind of
Gibbs me.
Yeah. Yeah, hit her upside the head, knock some sense. Yeah. Yeah.
And
in a loving way, of course.
In my loving big sister way. But I felt like I had to say that to you for you to be like, oh yeah, I guess I should probably do something.
Yeah.
Because you didn't seem to have within yourself reasons why.
There was a real disconnect there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took getting the congestive heart failure to help me at least sort of understand, because before that I had my appendix out, and then I had to have my gallbladder out. Then a whole story there is kind of hilarious now, but I still didn't get it until I got the congestive heart failure, like how important it is. But even then, like there was so much shame built up, like we talked about, and about not wanting to go to the doctors and not taking care of myself. And like, I am very lucky. I did lose my tooth in the front, and I lost a wisdom tooth. But my teeth are in surprisingly good shape for not having been to the dentist for a really long time. I'm actually getting a couple fillings next month done, and then I'll be good until June. I'm very lucky that way, because it could have been so much worse for neglecting my dental health for so long. But that's not always the case. And I lost a tooth in the front, so I learned a lesson on that one.
I didn't go to the dentist until my mid-30s. But like I said, I was going because my husband was going, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
I have absolutely no cavities or any problems, no dental work at all. The
Mhm.
only thing that's ever been done is they pulled all my wisdom teeth when I was 18. I've lucked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not always the case.
But I'm a little
Yeah.
worried about getting cavities and losing teeth and, like,
Mhm.
having gum problems, and so even though my teeth are practically perfect, I've never had anything done to them. The only good thing I got is these tiny little teeth here.
Yeah.
What did you call them, Evelyn? Peg teeth?
Peg teeth. That's what mine was called, this one here. They
Yeah,
called it a peg tooth.
I
It's
have
just
2
like a
of
little
those. Yeah, other than that, my teeth are straight, everything's good, but I still
Mhm.
feel like, and now I'm diabetic, blood flow issues are gonna be a thing. I need to go. I need to go to the dentist because I'm diabetic, I have to go to the eye doctor, but I've been kinda neglecting that one a little bit. It's been a couple years.
Mhm.
I should be going every year,
Yeah.
but I kinda have to adjust my thinking to I need to go every year. Also, the last eye doctor I saw closed up shop.
Ah,
Oh, that makes it difficult,
So
yeah.
now I need to
especially if
find
you
a new
really
one.
like that doctor. Yeah.
Um, but I just don't wanna, like, fall apart. I wanna my
Yeah.
son is in his early 20s, he needs a lot of help, and if I'm not feeling well enough to be present, if I'm, like, sick or whatever and not
Mhm.
able to be there for him, that's a detriment to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm motivated for myself to try to live as long as I can and be there for my family and
Yeah.
my friends, the ones who matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that having other people has made a huge difference for me. Not too long ago, I went through this time of depression, and I didn't even realize exactly that that's what was going on. I've had problems with depression over my life, but this one was kind of sneaky. Um, I just over time I could see I was being rejected by certain important people in my life. My
Mm,
marriage ended, and the family that I had built basically fell apart. So my husband, my daughters, my son, just everything kind of fell apart. It's and so this depression came in where I just didn't care. I didn't, time went by and I would sort of force myself to do certain things, but like 6 years went by between my last dental appointment and the one I finally had a few months back. Like, these big time lapses. I hadn't gone to my lung doctor in a long time. Um, I was on certain recurring medication. There were certain things that I had kept going, but other things had fallen away, and I just felt like, "Who cares? Nobody cares." That was my mentality.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then, it's only been very recent that I did, that's what was going on. And then, I remember Steph at point saying, "I can't live without you," like, about me and Rochelle, and even, like, on Christmas Day when I arrived late and I thought nobody cares, they did care, people actually care, and I thought, you know, when I feel depressed, that's kinda where I go to, and sometimes you have to borrow somebody else's care for a while so
Mhm.
you can get your own back. And
Yeah.
I found that to be true when I was really deeply, deeply depressed, where it was all I could do to get out of bed some years ago. And I did it for my family because I didn't care about myself, but I cared about the impact that my not being there would have on them. Like, I had a newborn baby at the time. I had 3 little girls at the time. I couldn't just check out. I had to do it for them and I had to believe that I mattered to them until I could believe that I mattered to myself.
Yeah.
And that's been kind of, I recognize now my tendency to go into that, so I'm gonna be making strides, and I already am, to go, "Oh, no, I gotta make sure, I don't go there again." So that
Yeah.
huge lapse, doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Trying to develop a system like habits, because we talked about that. You can go back and listen to that one.
Yeah.
Building
Mhm.
better habits. Building habits for doing things like dental work, eye care, visits to the
Mhm.
doctor, therapy. If you go to the chiropractor, go to the I mean, the chiropractor makes it easy for me because we're like, oh, okay, so what can we schedule you for next week? Like,
That helps, yes.
that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
If they were just like,
Mhm.
see you later, I would be like, I might not think of it.
Yeah.
Right,
Um,
you might think, "Oh, I'll just take care of that later," but
right. And then I
maybe
forget
not.
it, and then it'd
And
be a
later
couple
never comes.
weeks. Right. Um, they're very motivated to have me there, so I'm just cooperating,
Mhm.
basically. My
Mhm.
doctor's motivated to have me there every month right now. I was doing every 3 months, but right now I'm doing every month. Um, it's a really encouraging experience, to be honest with you. Um, but, like, I hurt my back a week ago crawling around on the floor because I'm 55. And I got these weird tingly, zippy zappy sensations in my legs. So I go to the chiropractor and I'm like, okay, I did this happened. My lower back really hurts. I got to walk around on mats every Saturday. It's very squishy, and that's very,
Yeah,
very bad for my lower back. Like, it makes it hurt a lot when I'm there.
Yeah.
Um, and when I go to the chiropractor, I'm like, okay, so this happened, and then he's working on my back, right? He's doing interventions to help my back feel better, so I can keep going.
Mhm.
yeah,
Because it's easy for me to have pain and feel sorry for myself
Mhm.
and sit on the couch and not do anything.
Yeah.
Um, I feel the responsibility of my life,
yeah,
and I don't know if it's just my natural disposition because I'm an eldest child to be responsible, or if it's something God's put in me to take care of myself. I think this Krav Maga teacher once said to me in some private lessons that we have to protect what God gave us. He was talking specifically about reasons why you would learn to fight,
Mm.
but I
mhm,
also think that applies in this case.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, we're given stewardship over this body. I feel
yeah,
responsible to God to take care of it as best I can.
Yeah.
Given Even though there's a ton of things going on in my head that makes that extremely difficult to do.
yeah,
There is a fight to feel like I deserve to have medical care. But also there's a lot of like underpinnings of support of God gave you this life. What are you going to do?
yeah,
Mhm.
You're just going to
yeah.
die? you know?
I once heard it said that if you don't take care of your body, you're gonna have to leave it, you know? I'm
Yeah.
like, "Ah, I don't like that thought." And,
Yeah.
there you get certain motivations and things to do things, and as we were talking about doing this, podcast, I remembered this morning, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I gotta get some blood work done." So, I scheduled blood work to fasting blood work before I go to work on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, just I think just even if you have to kind of zoom out a little and say, okay, what would you tell your friend? Like I've had to do that with myself. What would you tell her if you really cared about somebody? What would you tell her if she was saying, I don't know if I want to do this or whatever? And then how can I do that for myself? And
Yeah.
so you kind of become your own advocate, even if you don't have it fully developed for yourself yet. That's kind of a bridge that can kind of get you there, because I've had to do that, especially recently. Or the thought of, hey, we're talking about this, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. I mean, that's that's what motivated me today. I was like,
Yeah.
I've been putting this off because oh yeah, I'll do that later. And I thought I've got a few minutes now, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we're talking about being perfectionistic about it. I think we're
Yeah.
talking about sort
Yeah,
of a general overall attitude of you deserve to be well.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
deserve to have to take care of yourself and just to feel good, but also to be there for your friends and family, to be there in life, to show up in your life. But it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's just about your general attitude about why any of this matters, why you should make an effort.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I think there was one other point I thought we should focus on. Um, I mean, we've kind of talked about some of them, but things you need to do to support your health.
Hmm.
So obviously nutrition is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not exactly a medical thing unless you're having some kind of problem with eating or whatever, or have an allergy or so. I have an allergy to corn.
Right.
Hmm.
So I have to watch what I eat for that. Also diabetic, I have to watch what I eat.
Yeah.
Yep. Pre-diabetic.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Pre-diabetic over here, and it runs in the family. So
Yeah. Um,
high cholesterol.
right.
So
Yeah.
I have hypertension runs in our family, so I have had hypertension my entire adult life, and I've been on medications pretty much the whole
Same here.
time.
Yeah.
My blood pressure goes through the roof when I go to the doctors, and they're like,
Mine does too.
I'm like, it's just because I'm here.
Here. Yeah.
It'll
yeah.
calm down, I promise.
Yeah. They call that white coat syndrome.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Yeah. I think, finding out what are your specific issues.
Hmm.
Right,
Because, what I need to do, given my lung condition, my pre-diabetes, my cholesterol thing is going to be different from like the high blood pressure and, maybe
Yeah.
some heart issues or something.
right,
So finding out, and then what do I need to do given I have this condition,
Yeah.
and
right.
then
Following
doing
through up on
doing the
it.
things.
Wait, what did
Yeah.
I say? Following through
Oh,
up on it?
You did say that.
following
What?
up with it or following through with it,
Is it?
but we're
Or
not
Yeah.
throwing up
or
on anything.
or, fall, or
No,
falling
no.
through up on it.
Following up, following. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Following
you get
through
the
up on
idea.
it.
Oh my.
Um, yeah. So, taking your medications. If you have some kind of
Mhm.
a condition and you need medications, I think it's really critical that you develop a habit of
Hmm.
taking your medications daily,
Yeah.
Mhm.
whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. If it's a
Yeah.
daily medication or twice a day or whatever it is, unless your doctor says otherwise. And I know it may seem obvious. Like it always cracked me up when the commercials for medication would say, take as directed. It's like, duh. But some of us need that reminder. I mean, I've had to hook it onto a habit I already have. And
Yeah.
thank goodness I
Hmm.
did that, because days would go by sometimes and be like, oh, I forgot my meds again. But
I have had that issue over my lifetime, and somehow, some way, 10 or 15 years ago, I managed to figure out a way to remind myself.
Hmm.
I have a whole
yeah,
bunch of things I take every day that are related, for my diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, but also I take supplements to support my
yeah,
health,
Hmm.
which I think, some people poo poo the whole supplement idea. Some people are like, take multivitamins every day. Like, it really just depends on who you talk to. But I think if
right.
you find a combination of things that helps you feel better, you should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I know there's this one medication I take for my cholesterol, and it depletes CoQ10. So I take a CoQ10 supplement so that that's not depleted. I mean,
Yeah.
finding out what you need and what works. And,
Yeah, I mean, I take 2 different, blood pressure well, one of them is not technically a blood pressure medication. The other one is, hydrochlorothiazide, which is a diuretic. It's a way to keep it actually works now. My blood pressure is pretty good lately.
oh,
But
good.
both of those things deplete me of magnesium or potassium. I forget which one. But for a long time, um, I was having a lot of cramps in my body, like painful, like cramps in various odd places in my abdomen, in my feet, in my legs, my arms, my hands, or whatever. So I decided to start taking potassium and magnesium because if your body doesn't use it, it'll just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt. I mean, there are certain supplements you need to be careful with that are fat soluble.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I take a vitamin D supplement that is a fat soluble thing, but my blood work was showing that I was low on vitamin D a lot and also sometimes anemic. So I asked my doctor what I should do, and she said, you could take a vitamin D supplement. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm taking. Will that help? She goes, eventually. And so there are problems associated with not getting enough vitamin D, problems associated with low potassium and magnesium,
Right.
like cramping. And I feel like I should take those to help support my health so I'm not like chronically dealing with these problems. And it does help. I take a super high potency B complex for stress. My chiropractor told me once if I'm really stressed out, I could take extra of that to support my health.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Which I have done a couple times. But if I don't take my blood pressure, that's going to affect my heart. If I don't take my blood
Right.
pressure medication, if I don't take
Medication.
my diabetes medication, my blood sugars are going to be too high, and that's going to wreck my body.
Yeah.
I'm motivated to do it because I want to feel good as much as I can at my age, being tired all the time.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had something really sobering happen. It was about 20 years ago now. We were living with my parents, and my dad, he had come downstairs to get ready for work, and I was exercising, and he had a kidney disease, and he was on dialysis. He had gotten a transplant, but that failed because the disease then went to that, and got that kidney, and he had lost, both his kidneys, of course. And he was sitting there, and he looked at me and he said, I wish I could do that. I wish I could exercise. He was so frail. And that really struck me. Like, I want to take care of my body as long as I can, as well as I can. And that, hearing him say that, I thought, there could come a point where I can't anymore. And he was pretty young. He was in his early 60s, not much older than I am now, than we are now, and he had gotten to that point. And so that sort of thing also motivates me. And, I talk about being in my mid to late 50s. And, a lot of times, as we're warming up in the dojo or whatever, and I'm usually leading it, I'm like, the older we get, the more we have to compensate for getting older. So I stretch at least twice a day, because I want to continue to be able to fall on the floor and get up in our martial art.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to do these things that I love for as long as I can.
Yeah. There's one last thing I want to talk about related to all this. But before we do, if you've been on the internet at all, you might have seen videos of some women who were in their 70s and 80s that were lifting heavy weights and teaching classes and running and doing all these things. Like one of them's name was Geraldine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, but that's a great name.
She said her, I think it was her sisters, promised each other they would start like exercising in their mid 50s.
Mhm.
And I think the sister died for some reason, but Geraldine kept on lifting weights. She became a bodybuilding competitor
Mm.
in her 70s, for goodness
I
sake.
love that.
But she had a great attitude about taking care of herself.
Mhm.
And I kind of want to be like that. Like I want to
Yeah.
be that person in my 70s still kicking some young guy's ass. I'm sorry, but with my martial arts training, you know.
Yeah.
Um but I think the last bit I want to talk about is what, that if your goal is to continue to grow and to heal from your trauma, you have to keep supporting your health to keep going.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
exercising, getting rest, all those things that we've
Right.
talked about so far. If you're chronically ill or chronically in pain and you're struggling with shame to get to the doctor, or whatever reason you might be struggling to get to the doctor, it's
Mhm.
much harder to focus on mental health if your physical health is suffering.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is.
And they do impact each other.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
your
that's the mind-body connection is often talked about.
yeah, your
Yeah.
physical health can take up a large portion of your mental health. I mean, you can feel if you're already struggling with some sort of trauma related problems in your mental health, that can make it worse. I did when I had congestive heart failure. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, and I was scared. And like it took me a lot, even though it turned out to be not terrible, it was still terrible. Like it could have been so much worse, but there
Mhm.
was one kind of there was a miracle where I didn't have any heart disease, which was didn't have to put any. They did a heart catheterization, didn't have to make sense in my heart. Um, but I remember feeling like I had failed, and I was ashamed of myself, and like just it took me a long time to get over that. And I think another good reason to take care of your physical health is so we don't have to add to our already overburdened mental health if we have
Yeah.
complex trauma.
That's definitely an
Yeah.
important point. I was thinking along the lines of if you're chronically tired or you're chronically in pain, it makes it harder to do any of the mental health work.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling physically depleted all the time, why would I want to spend time thinking about things or, you know, meditating on things or talking about things? Why would I make an effort to go to the therapist's office if I
Yeah.
don't feel good?
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think what Rochelle's saying is also true. Like, you already have enough to deal with. Why do you want to add more to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, if you are taking care of your body, I know I've mentioned this a few times, you feel better, not just your body, but in your mind as well.
Yeah.
It felt good. I felt like I took good care of myself when I took care of my wrist, for example. And when I
Mhm.
went to the doctor and got my breathing meds, I'm like, wow, I'm breathing better. I took care of myself.
Yeah.
When you do the right thing, when you're taking care of your body, there's a certain satisfaction that's involved in that. And then you want to keep doing it. And then you feel a little better about yourself and then a little more
Mhm.
able to, okay, I'm already coming from a place of I'm feeling better physically and even mentally because I'm taking care of myself physically. Now maybe I can look at some heavy duty issues that have been plaguing me maybe I have the strength to go into this with my therapist. I know some of the time I've gone to my therapist just feeling depleted and not going into the deeper issues because I knew that it would make it even more so.
Yeah.
But you're already supporting and setting yourself up for being able to take good care of yourself mentally, and doing
Yeah.
the mental work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all connected.
All connected. It's a
Connected.
circle of life.
Mental and physical therapy. Your doctor's appointments.
Right. So take your medications, go to the doctor, the dentist, the eye doctor. Take care of yourself, people.
See all the doctors.
See all
Take
the
your
doctors.
meds. Like them. Visit them. Take your meds on time.
Is that a warm up to the dance? Because that's coming soon. Because it's already 1 minute 10 seconds.
You mean 1 hour 10 seconds?
One
No,
hour
wait,
and
1 hour.
10
No, wait, 1 hour 10 minutes.
1
Oh my
hour,
gosh.
10 minutes.
1 hour 10 minutes. My goodness.
She can't
was
see.
rough,
She
man.
can't see right now, guys.
Woo! Oh wow. Wow, it's all clear now.
We're not clouds anymore.
Yeah. So shall we recap? I mean, not recap. Wait, not a recap.
Summation alert.
Summation alert.
Summation alert.
Shall we sum up?
Yes.
Sum up.
Okay. So we're of the mind that your physical health is critical to your mental health, or vice versa, and that you need to support yourself just in general. You don't have to have trauma to take care of your health. People depend on you. People care about you, and you matter. You deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve medical care, dental care, vision care. Whatever it is, you taking your medications, taking care of problems as they come up. There's absolutely zero reason to feel ashamed.
Yes.
Of whatever it is that's going on, or however long it's been since you last saw a doctor or dentist or whatever. Just let go of that. Let go of it and just go. And if you see a doctor or whatever and they're like, why didn't you come in? Don't go back.
Yeah.
Find a better one.
There are plenty of good ones out there.
Yeah. They don't deserve your money. They don't deserve your business if they're going to act like that. That's a big, huge contributor to shame. But I'm telling you, it's not your fault. If somebody said something like that to you, it's their problem.
Yep.
And you just go find a better one. And so because you matter, because you're alive, because you're here, because you have people that care about you, supporting yourself through taking care of yourself is really, really critical. Not to mention that if you're trying to do trauma recovery work, it's exhausting.
It is, yeah.
It's trying. It's hard work. And if you're chronically ill or chronically dealing with pain or suffering in some way that you can actually do something about, go do it.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, please. Take your medications daily if you've got a physical condition that requires medication.
Yeah.
Heart problems, kidney problems, lung problems, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, brain problems, anything that you have going on that will deplete you physically. If medications will help, please take your medications as prescribed.
Yes.
Right.
By your doctor. If you need to take supplements that support your health, by all means, as long as they're safe for you to take with your medications, by all means, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself because you matter, and you know, people care about you. We care about you. Because we want to do our best for everyone around us, for ourselves and everyone around us. We want to put in our best effort to recover from trauma, to put in the work to heal and become better versions of ourselves over time.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't do that if we're just not feeling good ever. Having physical problems we could do something about. So I think that's pretty much all we said. Did I miss anything?
I think you got it covered pretty well.
All right. So I'm going to repeat what I said at the beginning. If you press buttons, if you share, if you comment, it drives us into the algorithm. Please take the steering wheel. So
we still haven't practiced this, so
we do not
the
have choreography.
Is going to be off. It's just going to be off, guys. We're just rolling out here.
Subscribe,
share,
comment, push all the buttons,
do all the things.
All the
you
buttons.
know what to do.
Do
all
the
them
things.
Buttons. Get them.
Do it all.
Get them buttons, dang it.
Get them.
Oh my.
Oh yes. Goodness.
Please help us.
Yes, please
get
help us.
Get the word out. Get people listening to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't think I have anything else. Do you guys have anything else?
Nope. I think we covered everything. Oh,
I think we're
I did recently, and the spirit of the lady, the lady Geraldine, and the spirit of her accomplishments. I saw a video recently of a woman who's our age doing gymnastics, and she started like 4 years ago. Nice. And she's just like, I don't really care. I'm having fun. Like, she's not doing compete or anything, but she's learning gymnastics. She always wanted to. So at middle age, she decided to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. I mean, we talked about that with Mike Minercha.
Yeah.
About, you know, physical exercise. Mm-hmm. Is there any other kind?
Well, there are mental exercises.
There are mental exercises.
I don't know. I'm really tired. What can I say? I watched TV. I did not nap today.
Yes. You know.
Yes.
I think you're regretting that decision now a little, maybe.
Yeah. Well, anyways. Have a good whatever. I'm Stephanie Dunham.
I'm Evelyn Mason.
I'm Rochelle.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Rochelle was like this. It was like she was waiting for her turn to wave.
She was like the cat at the Asian restaurant.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I think.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you got some food for thought and encouragement to keep going and keep growing. See you next time. For more episodes, you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Comment, like, and subscribe to spread the word and help the channel grow.